Welcome to the CSS Fundamentals series. In this first episode, we'll explore what CSS is, understand its basic syntax, and learn the three main ways to include it in your HTML. I'm Andrew Gouache, and I'll be your host today, kicking off our journey into CSS. If HTML is the structure of a web page, CSS is what makes it readable, beautiful, and visually engaging. So what exactly is CSS? CSS stands for Cascading Style Sheets. It's a language that tells web browsers how to display the elements you've written in your HTML. With CSS, you can control colors, fonts, layouts, spacing, animations, and more. Let's take a quick look at the basic syntax and then see how you can easily apply the styles in several different ways. A CSS rule is made up of a selector, a declaration block, which contains one or more declarations. Declarations define properties and their values. In this example, P is the selector targeting all paragraph elements on the page. That's this right here, CSS, and under 5 minutes by Authentic Dynamics. Inside the curly braces, we have the declarations over here. Each declaration consists of a property like color or font size and a value like blue or 46 pixels. The browser then reads these instructions and applies them to the targeted elements. Now let's talk about the three common ways to include CSS in your HTML: inline styles, internal style sheets, and external style sheets. Inline styling involves adding a style attribute directly to the HTML element. It's quicker for testing, but not ideal for larger projects. Here, in this example right here, you can see all of this cluttered, the properties, values, these CSS declarations, crowding up all of the HTML elements we did here. Inline styles can become quickly messy if you have a lot of elements to style within your HTML. Next, we have internal style sheets, which go inside a style tag within the head of your HTML file. This keeps style separate from your element tags, but still in the same file, right here. So we see that we have, I'll open this up here for a second. We see that we have the same, this is internal style sheet. We have the paragraph element right here, a lot more clean looking. And then we have at the top of the body, at the top of the head, the style tags. Between these two style tags, closing tag, opening tag, we have the declarations, each with the property and values. Semicolon goes in between the property and the value, or a colon does, and then semicolon goes at the end. This is necessary for each individual declaration that you have. Now all paragraphs on this page have a green text at 46 pixels, defined in one central place. This is clearer than inline styles, but not as scalable as the next method. Finally, the best practice for most projects is to use an external style sheet. You'll write all of your CSS in a separate .css file, and you'll link it to the head of your HTML file. This keeps the structure, HTML, and presentation separate, making your code more organized and more easy to maintain. It's also the general convention, so I would get used to this. Here, we have the styles CSS sheet right here. That's what this separate file would be. We have it linked through a link relationship, or the rel is the style sheet. The type text CSS, and the link would be styles.css. Sometimes, if we have a different setup, it may be in a static folder within a CSS folder, but for now, we'll just work with styles.css. This approach makes it easy to reuse and update styles across multiple different pages. So here we have the external style sheet. We have all the details and styles captured in the CSS file. To recap, CSS is what makes your web page visually appealing. Its syntax involves selectors, properties, and values. And you can incorporate CSS using inline styles, internal style sheets, or external style sheets. For larger projects, external style sheets are the way to go. In the next episode, we'll dive deeper into CSS selectors so you can target more elements precisely and create more efficient styles. Thanks for watching. Remember to subscribe for our quick and clear CSS tutorials. See you next time. This is Andrew from Authentic Dynamics.